Hey, y'all, this is Tamara again for Women in Shoes magazine. Of course, follow us on Women in Shoes Mag on Instagram, and you can follow myself on Instagram, Be More Peach, Bmore Peach. Today we have the wonderful Miss Ashley T. Moore on the line with us. She has been featured on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, one of my favorite shows. And she is a singer and songwriter from Baltimore as well. So, Ashley, welcome.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
So we're going to get right into it. I want you to give everybody your social media, so like your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, everything, so everybody can make sure that they're following you.
Well, great. Let me make it easy. Everything is Ashley T. Moore. So if you type in Ashley T. Moore, any and everywhere, my name and my business will show all the way up for you.
Okay. See, I like when people make it very easy. You don't have to, read the spelling and everything else.
Everybody press that follow button right now, everywhere.
So we've seen you on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You were a friend to Kalina, who was from Diddy Dirty Money. Tell us how you got the chance to get on Love and Hip Hop.
Well, me and Kalina have actually been friends for years, over a decade. So we've been doing music together for a really long time. And when she got the opportunity to do the show, she was like, let's do it. And she was like, you want to come on? I was like, of course. So we was just like, well, we're going to discuss the music and, this is our time to shine, but like best friends do. So we was like, okay, cool. So I went on the show. And we fussed about a lot of things that had to do with music, and the way that it was edited, it looked like we was fussing about something else. So it really didn't come out the way that it was planned, I guess, because, of course, Love and Hip Hop just wants all the drama, so they make a TV show out of what they can. But, yeah, so that's how I ended up on the show. We were, doing what best friends do, having each other's back, so.
Has it helped your career at all? Do people recognize you more from being on the show?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, at first, I was a little upset about it because I didn't like the way that it went. But after that, you realize that people forget about, a lot of the bad things, and they start to love you for what it is that you're doing, especially if they're following you. So, yeah, it's definitely helped. I can walk in anywhere for, just to do anything, and it's just like, oh, it's actually from Love and Hip Hop, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, cool, I do know her, hey, girl. So it's like it's amazing. So I take pictures with everybody, I speak to everybody, my social media is popping, so it's definitely helping. I got a chance to turn a lot of that around and pull people into my music, and not really care about the Love and Hip Hop situation.
And that's interesting that you say that because, when they, the way that you were portrayed on the show, they didn't really get into the music portion for you as much. So that's interesting. It's always interesting to know that there were, because I think we forget when we're watching those shows that there was a lot more that was taped and everything was edited and chopped down. So there's, of course, some things that, happen that we don't get a chance to see unless we get, to see the cutting room floor things. And even then, we still don't get a chance to see it.
Right. I mean, and then it was only mentioned like one time, which was on the reunion show. And then you probably never heard it because we were so into what Jocelyn and Stevie J was doing at the time, so it just was like, nobody heard that piece.
True.
It was wild. It was a crazy, wild situation, and I'm actually really, really, really grateful that I got to do it.
So would you do reality TV again if you were offered the opportunity?
Absolutely, I would, but it would have to be on my whatever it is that I wanted to do.
Right.
So
right, and really like protecting your brand and getting a chance to be a little more in control of your image.
Yeah, exactly. If it had something to do with my music, then I would definitely do it. I don't think it would be Love and Hip Hop, though, because I don't believe that it's taken seriously as far as when it comes to music, like no matter what it is that you're doing, because along with you having to put out your music, you have to put out drama with it as well. So sometimes it can hurt your brand along with trying to, get noticed.
So let's talk about the music, because this is who you are. You are a singer, you are a songwriter, you are a performer, and focused on your solo career. So tell us a little bit about the message in your music and some of your influences.
Well, my influences are basically like a lot of the 90s singers. I grew up listening to a lot of groups like 702, SWV, Total,
Good stuff.
a lot of the stuff that R. Kelly was doing, Babyface, things like that. So in my music, I try to, and I've actually been doing it before it just started popping again right now, just like, bringing out like 90s melodies from, older songs and just a couple lyrics and stuff from older songs. So for it to be happening now, it's like, it's like, I'm doing the right thing.
Okay.
Like, this is awesome. My first single that I put out, can I curse?
It's totally fine.
Okay, all right, cool. My first single, My Bitches, that was just to really portray, like, the fun side of me because, people just know me to be, like, the fun chick. So My Bitches was more like, the fun side. But the next single that I'm going to release, which is Forget to Remember, has like a older kind of like sound. It's more like Total mixed with a little bit of, me, 2016, and, like a little 90s melody. Like when you hear it, it's like, what song is that? So
kind of takes you back.
Yeah, it kind of takes you back a little bit. So I'm really excited about releasing it so people know that, I'm not like a rap kind of like singer. I do sing. So, but as far as like my message that I give off in my music, I think it's more fun. Like it's really, really fun and not give a shit. Say whatever you want.
We need that.
And say whatever you want and express the way that, that you feel, no matter how you feel. Like I know, like it's called my EP is going to be called Bipolar. So I named it that because I feel like I'm just all over the place sometimes. So, and I switch up. I switch up a lot, just like I switch up my hair. So
yeah. I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, though, because, during the course of a day, you go through a lot of different emotions depending on what's going on, especially us as women. So I definitely think that's something that people can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, that's basically just what I want to do. That's why I like to write my own songs, because I like it to come from a place that I know that other women actually come from and go through. So, that's basically what I've been doing.
Have you gotten a chance to collaborate on any of your projects with anyone?
Actually, no. No, not really.
And for some people, they're not looking to collaborate. They just want to make sure when they come out the box the first time, they're, giving us completely 100% them.
Yeah, me and Kalina we wrote a song together. We did something together. I also did a record with CJ Hilton, if that name rings any bells. But that's basically about it. Like, for the most part, I've basically been, like, doing things by myself with just my, my producers. I've only worked with maybe, like, 2 producers that I really, really, really love at this point. And once we get together, it's like a thunderstorm, a good one.
Now, with you being from Baltimore, of course, you're from the hometown, and I love that.
Be more.
Yes. Can we hear any of, like, our Baltimore club music influence in your music? Have you gotten a chance to work with any producers or anything like that that are from Baltimore?
Well, actually, the 2 that I really deal with, even though I go back and forth to LA to work, he's from Baltimore. And his name is D White. They call him Happy Now. He's with the Aristocrats, and they've been doing like a lot of the records right now for like Chris Brown, Tamar. The list goes on. I can't even really remember what it is, but that's for him to talk about when he has the interview. Anyway, so also, well, at the end of My Bitches, there is a little club part that kind of goes off. Which in the video I kind of probably twerk off at the end, and it has like a little club portion. It sounds like a little Baltimore club. But other than that, no, I really haven't done anything that can make anybody do the SpongeBob to it or anything like that.
Not that everybody else will really even know what that is, but. No, Baltimore it's not unlike many cities that are around the U.S. We have our own sound. We have our own music. It is a little kind of techno dance-based, kind of sort of like some of the music that you may hear coming out of Chicago, but it's very specific to our region. We have our own mixes. We have our own DJs. We just kind of have our own culture there. So if you ever get a chance to just log on to like YouTube or anything like that, some of the DJs that you can hear, of course, rest in peace, DJ Swift, Kia. She was one of the great ones. We didn't get a chance to hear everything from her, unfortunately, that we knew she was putting out. But, yeah, there's like a ton of Baltimore club music, so log on there and just kind of get a feel for it. And, of course, you may be hearing some of that in Ashley's music.
Yeah, tell us what you read as well.
Definitely. I mean, because we need that influence out there. And you're right when you're talking about some of the producers, like, of course, Tamar Braxton is from the area, so I do hear that incorporated in her music, too.
Yep. Oh, and King Midas. I don't know if you know who King Midas is, but I work with King Midas. He's from Baltimore, and he's, like, really, really, really dope. A lot of the singles and stuff that's on the radio out here actually done by him. My first single that actually came out in 2012 or 2011, Boo Friend, was produced by him. So, and that did really good here. So, shout out to him as well. He's dope.
Good. We need to shout them out, so then that way we make sure, that we're spreading the sound. Because when I'm listening to music, I hear it a lot, and I'm like, all of a sudden I'm just dancing. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that's a club, I know that comes from home, but we don't always get the due and the respect that we, are owed for that. So I'm glad that you're putting some of that out there. So tell us what's next for you in 2016.
Well, what's next for me, I'm definitely I think that I haven't put out enough music. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flood. I'm going to flood the world with music and flood the world with videos and visuals. I'm also actually about to move to LA, and I have some things going on out there. So I'm just, of course, leaving everything in God's hands, and just going to continue to pray for all of my endeavors that I have going on, and just patiently wait and grind for everything to happen. So I'm excited.
So lots of the things that we talk about in my interviews for Women in Shoes magazine, we're always discussing just as women who are blazing our own paths and making our own way, and, not sitting back and waiting for, opportunities to come our way. Talk about some of maybe the challenges and the successes that you've had coming out as an artist.
Well, a lot of the successes that I've had is I've had a lot of great relationships. And with building great relationships, I've actually been able to get a lot of favors. Because for the most part, from the beginning, I've been actually a solo artist since 2007. And since 2007, I've just had a lot of help from a lot of people, and I've done a lot of things in Baltimore. So I've had a lot of successes. I've had a chance to meet a lot of people. I've had a lot of, and then coming to join Love and Hip Hop, that was a big success through a relationship that I had with, somebody for years. So I've been able to do a lot of things and meet a lot of people, travel around the world, especially now that I've done the show, that to be able to go to a show, go somewhere, even though I'm hosting, and throw my music out there so they know what I'm doing. A lot of the things that wasn't really successful is the fact that I'm just not where it is that I want to be at right now. But the great thing about it is that I know my talent, I know my God. So I know that it's not meant for me to stop. It's just challenges that I'm going to run into, and a couple bumps and stuff in the road. But I mean, of course, that you're not going to make it anywhere if you stop. So I just know to keep on going and to keep praying about it.
That was going to be my next question, just encouragement for other women, which is so powerful, because that's the one thing that I get from a lot of the women that I interview. They just say, you know what, you have to keep going. You can't stop.
Yeah.
Even on the days when it seems like, okay, nothing is about to break, nothing's happening, still keep going. So I love that I hear that continuously from women who, are making their own way.
I mean, how do you tell somebody about a story if you don't have one? If you don't have challenges, if you don't have challenges and bumps in the road, who's going to listen to your story? Who's going to care? Because nobody's life is perfect. So how can you? Nobody wants to hear a perfect story.
Well, and I think that definitely helps out with the music, too, because I think that's the thing that people are able to really relate to.
Yeah.
So we are interviewing Ashley T. Moore. Ashley, give us your social media once again.
Ashley T. Moore. Hey, everything is Ashley T. Moore.
I think yours is like the easiest that I've ever had. Everybody always has like a million different ways to say things, and all their things are totally different. So I think yours has been the easiest.
Absolutely not. Everything is Ashley T. Moore. And if it's hard to remember, just remember my initials are ATM, which is out here everywhere. It's already branded. Just needs a face on it. ATM is everywhere, and ATM stands for Ashley T. Moore, and that's just what it is.
So we're going to be looking for new music coming from you. Can we find new music on your website, or how do we find your new music?
Well,
and the music that you already have out.
Well, everything is actually on SoundCloud under Ashley T. Moore. Also, you know what? I think I told a little fib. My website is not Ashley T. Moore. It's actually Musical ATM. Sorry. So musicalatm.com has a couple things on it as well. And I mean, as long as you stay posted to my Facebook and my Twitters and my Instagrams and things like that, it's always a link in my bio. Once you go into one thing, it's everywhere else. So, yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. So we want to make sure that we're following Ashley, checking up on her, making sure that we're downloading all of the new music, and that we're ready for her when she comes out with her EP.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, guys. Make sure you click on that link in my bio and watch that My Bitches video on Vivo. And it's also on iTunes and Amazon and Tidal, anywhere you can buy music. Both of my singles are actually on there. Boo Friend is on there, which people still love to this day. Boo Friend is on there, and so is My Bitches. So make sure you guys follow and support. Thank you.
All right. This is Tamara, and it's another great interview for Women in Shoes Magazine. Follow us on Instagram, Women in Shoes Mag, and follow me, Be More Peach.